I really just kicked my camera. Might be able to tell, we're back in the old studio. And today is a very wonderful day. I got 2 packages in the mail. Actually, this one is something else. I wasn't expecting this to arrive today. But it's always a plus. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on. First thing that we got, though, is this bigger one. Why would you ever put this? Why would you do that? Why do people do? I hate that. Never do that. Never put that on your box, by the way. Most days I wake up, I feel absolutely sick to my stomach, but on glorious days like today, I wake up and I just throw up on the spot because I can hardly contain myself. I can hardly contain the excitement of getting new things. Now this is something I've wanted for a little while, ever since I saw it and it came out. Oh boy, I got some stickers. Oh, thank you, Derek. Derek packed this for me. Thank you, Derek. Now this here is what we're here for. You see that in there? Yeah. This was a little late to arrive, so I don't know, maybe the mail people had to open it up, go through it, make sure it didn't have any fucking contraband in it or something you're not allowed to ship. Don't know what the rules are, don't really care. So this is I guess a model kit. You're supposed to assemble these. The thing about me, funny thing about me, is that I do not have steady hands by any means. I tremor, I shake a lot. I'm like an earthquake. So this is gonna be a little bit difficult because I don't think these are for the disabled. Jesus Christ. Look at all that in there. Oh my God. So I saw these, I don't remember how I saw these. I think I was just looking around and I saw, my Jesus Christ, there's so, what the fuck? I don't think I'm ever gonna finish this. Alright, well I'll tell you the story. I saw this, online and I've always liked Figmas and stuff, but they're too damn expensive and so hard to get your hands on. So I thought, when I saw this, there was a couple models of them. One is Snow Miku, the other's regular, I guess. It didn't really look that regular to me. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but my God, it's daunting for sure. And you gotta take all these things out of the plastic. I hope it doesn't, leave like a... There's a little booklet thing in here. Some information. Alright, so... none of this is in English. Even if this was in English, I wouldn't even begin to read it. I'll just have to do this by the pictures, I guess. I'm gonna put that away for a moment. This is something else. Now, we're fortunate that this showed up today, because I did not expect that. I mean, that's gonna take me multiple days to do, so it'll probably have been multiple days by the time anyone even sees this. But I guess since... Do I really need scissors for a package like this? Yes, I do, because there's a layer of tape. Because someone's really awesome and put a... Now here, the other thing that I got is just from eBay. And the seller... When I bought this, they messaged me... Let me think of the exact quote. When I say this, I'm going to be quoting it exactly. It was like, thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's what they said. I mean, they were really happy that I bought this. And I'll show you what it is in just a second. So I'm not a big fan of talking. However, I think the sight of this should do a good amount of explaining for me. There you go. There's a mouse and a mouse pad. I mean, what more do you need to know? I got this because, Jesus Christ. I'll show you my old mouse pad. It is... I've had it for years. I've needed a replacement for a long time. This is my old mouse pad right here. That's not every TF2 achievement, but that's a lot of them. I mean, it was on the Valve store. I thought it was neat, and I needed a mouse pad, so why not? Everything was perfect. What I didn't realize at the time is that when I thought of mouse pads, I thought of these little square pieces of this material, whatever, I don't know, mouse pad, right? And you put it on your desk, and you put your mouse on it, and that's that. But apparently, these types of mouse pads are supposed to cover your whole entire desk. So you put your keyboard on it, you put your mouse on it, you put your fucking... Put your... put your scissors on it. I'm not a very creative person. Bottom line, I bought the smallest one because I thought, well, I don't need something that big. But this is just a very awkward size for a mouse pad, isn't it? I've ended up having to use it like this, and I just put my mouse like that. Because what other way do you use this? I can have my laptop like halfway hanging off the thing. There's no computer small enough, no keyboard small enough to fit on this thing, unless you buy like 2 of them and get one of those 2-piece keyboards that nobody does that. It's nice though. I like it, and I've had it for years, and it's served me well. I've become very good at every single video game. When I got this thing, I was not great at video games, and now I am great at video games. So there you go. That's what a TF2 mousepad can do for you. What this can do for you is probably very damaging. So the mouse lights up kind of like, I've had a mouse that looks almost exactly like it before. I'm starting to think, as a matter of fact, that it's made by the people who made that old mouse. I mean, it looks, looking at it closer, it looks absolutely identical to a mouse that I had. I think it was called like Gaming Eagle or some stupid shit like that. I mean, this looks exactly like it. So, you know what? That's not terrible. It's a mouse I'm experienced with, at least. Got the box open. The thing was kind of fussing with me a little. See, this is a more appropriately sized mouse pad. This is sensible. And it looks really well. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, this is not a sensible size whatsoever. This is fucking tiny. Oh no, that's completely sensible. I take it back. So we'll start with the mouse pad. We'll get to the mouse in a second. I mean, I can't really tell you I can't really accurately tell you how good it works because I need to use it on my computer, but I can tell you how it feels. The mouse pad looks great, and that's really the only reason I bought it. Onto the mouse. This feels fantastic. I'm gonna fucking ruin this thing by using it, but it actually feels really good. The surface of it is extremely soft. I feel like it's gonna rub. I'm a sweaty person. It's gonna rub right off of on my fucking hands, and it's gonna look terrible. It's gonna be all exposed by the time I'm through with it. Other than that, pretty standard. It's got 2 side buttons here. Gamers know what that's for. And scroll wheel is a nice notched scroll wheel, not too loose, not too firm. Just getting looser every time I scroll it. Kind of worries me. I mean, yeah, this looks great. This is really exactly, I had a mouse before. It really was exactly like this. So I've had pretty much this exact mouse before. I know this is like the 5th time I'm saying it, but it is like structurally identical. The only difference is this is, I guess this counts as, it smells weird. I can smell it from here. It smells, you know, we have to, every time I do one of these, it smells like, smells like fucking rubber, I guess. I guess that's... We'll end up plugging it in. The camera's not having a great time focusing in on it, but my god, it is bright as the fucking sun. That's interesting. Sensitivity's fine, everything seems to be working well. I don't know what the fuck to say about a mouse. It's a mouse, it works, whatever. Back to this. I mean, Jesus, I have no idea how I'm even gonna get started on this thing. I guess I'm not gonna get started on camera. I'm gonna have to go online and look stuff up first, see what the fuck I'm even supposed to think about doing before starting, right? Seems like this is gonna take me a while, so I'm gonna cut the camera now, and I'll see you again when I have something else to say. I pretty much worked like all day and all night yesterday on this thing. This is what I got so far. I gotta be very careful with it. Sorry, my hands are shaky, that's just how I am. But as you can see, some of the things just do not fit together very well. That's pretty much the whole thing of this model kit, man. My god, things just do not fit together right. I had to get up like a sand block and sand down some of these parts, just because they weren't fitting together correctly. This is a kind of a shitty kit, if I'm being honest. It's very frustrating to get things to fit right, and just doesn't work very well for me at all. Granted, part of that's on me. I'm not, I don't have steady hands, and I can't do much of it very easily. Hurt the shit out of my fingers. But just in general, a lot of the things about this are just fucking stupid. The way that some of the, very important connectors are not shaped very well, or they'll put like the gates on the rounded part of the plastic, so when you cut it, it gets fucked up. Or like, it's just a lot of the ways that body parts connect are just fucking stupid as shit. For example, the top piece of like the chest that connects with the rest of the body, there's just like a ball in there, and it just disconnects from like any amount of force. Like, it's just very easy to fuck this thing up just by touching it. Another complaint I have is that the skirt's a little too short. I wouldn't mind that, but if I want to have this thing in my room, I'm not actually finished yet. There's still a couple more things that I need to put on this thing. As you can see, the scarf's kind of loose right now. It used to be a collar actually, but I replaced it with the scarf because it keeps fucking coming loose. There's no way to get that to stay, and that's the case for a lot of things on this. Yeah, kind of disappointing if I'm being honest. I would not ever recommend this to anybody. So yeah, I guess I don't know, I'll talk about it again when it's done and go further into detail later on. Well, it's been a couple of days since, well, no it hasn't. It's been one day since last time I updated anything about this. So I'm just gonna I forget what I said yesterday, but I'm just gonna go over basically everything. So I built this pretty much on the first day. You get those plastic sheets of shit. You gotta cut them out with like this tool. I mean, there's like a recommended tool that you're supposed to use. I didn't exactly use that. I just kicked the camera, whoops. I basically used about 3 tools. First one I used was this knife. I don't know if you'd consider this exactly to be an X-Acto knife, but hey, close enough. Second tool I used was this. I don't know what this is, like a wire cut or something, I don't know. But it got the job done for cutting up all the plastic and stuff. All the plastic templates, whatever. Third tool I used was a little bit of elbow grease and... Oh, wait a minute, actually there is a fourth one. Fourth tool I used, that I shouldn't have had to use, was a sanding block. You should not have to fucking... Listen, I'm gonna go into a bit of a review here. I had to like sand down certain parts, like there's rounded edges on some of the plastic. You can see certain pieces are kind of round, right? So when you have to cut them out of the plastic, it leaves a little like wedge, or like, not a wedge. There's like, extra excess plastic stuck out that you can't really cut out because it's rounded, right? It's super hard to cut it with a knife or with that other fucking tool I was using. So I ended up, and these rounded parts are crucial because they need to be a certain size to fit into certain sockets and joints and whatever, right? So all this stuff needs to fit together very, very well, and it doesn't because you can't get them to fit together very, very well. So I had to actually sand down some of the edges of these rounded parts so that they would fit. And granted, at least I was able to do it at all. I sanded them down and then they did work a lot better, and that's good, and I'm happy that they are working now. It's just stupid that I had to do that at all, in my opinion. Another thing about this is that it's just so goddamn fragile. Like, I don't even want to touch it. I have it up on the stand right now, and by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm using the stand incorrectly, but it's just, look at it fucking like wobble around. It's so fragile. If I tried to move any piece of it, it'll just break. It'll snap, pieces will snap off, and you kind of have to disassemble a lot of parts to put it back together. Part of that's on me, because I'm not that great at assembling shit like this. Most of it is on the whatever fucking company that makes this stuff, because it's just kind of retarded. If it worked better, if it looked better, the final product, then I'd be a little bit fucking happier. I'd be a little understanding. But since it doesn't, I can't really recommend anyone ever do this at all in their entire life. Honestly, just get a figure. I mean, no point in assembling one. It wasn't terrible. There was some fun parts of it. there was some just awful parts of it, and then, you know, there's some pieces missing and shit like that. You know, if you drop there's some pieces that are just so ungodly small, and if you drop them, then you lost it. Like, then you're never gonna fucking find it again. I'm just kind of glad to be done with it. You know, I don't know where I'm gonna put this thing. Problem is, I already told you what the problem is. It's not terrible, it's not worthless, but I don't know. I was kind of expecting something a little bit of a more pleasant experience. Looking at the final product, it doesn't look that bad, but it's what could have been that seems to annoy me. You know, I cannot even touch this thing. Why is her hand like that? So I guess that's the end of this. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I'll throw everything into the editing and, I don't know, figure out a title, rest of that shit. But yeah, hey, I'm happy about the mousepad though. Mousepad, actually, I've been using it last couple of days and I really like it. It's just nice. I switched back to my old mouse. I don't have the need to get used to a new mouse right now. I think that's kind of unnecessary. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all. I'm going now. You can say goodbye now. If you want to say goodbye, bye-bye.